Hello my lovely Librats, welcome to my first booktube video. This is my first time I'm talking about books on YouTube, and today I'm going to talk about two very special books, Days at the Morisaki Bookshop and More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa, that is translated by Eric Ozawa. I really hope I pronounced those names correctly. Don't mind the mess in the back, I just stole Grandmaster's melting stick. But anyway, so here's the thing, I had really loved reading as a kid. I read a lot of books, and I had completely stopped reading as a teenager because of school and academic pressure and yada blah blah blah. But a few months ago, I picked up a book for a cousin, and I thought, oh my god, I should get myself a book. And I had heard a lot about. It wasn't that I was completely unaware about books. I still had a clue about books here and there, what was famous, what was trending. So I knew about this book, Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, which was like a Japanese translation. And if you know me, I love Japan. Japan is on the top of my bucket list. I want to be a Harajuku girl. I love the Japan life. I saw this reel where it says if you like crave to be in some place, it means that there's a story written for you there. I think I have a story written for me in Japan. That's how I feel about Japan, really passionately and intensely. So yeah, I knew about this book, and then I bought it and I read it, and I had completely lost the habit of reading. So I was like, how will I complete this book? And it's a very tiny book. It's not like a huge book. It has only 169 pages, so it's like a very short book, but still I had lost the habit of reading completely. So I was like, how will I ever finish this book? But it took literally no effort to finish this book at all. It was smooth as butter, and it was a beautiful experience, and it is my favorite. I can say this without any doubt. This has no competition. I loved the sweetness, the comfort. It's like a bowl of warm soup, and it was lovely for the soul. So the story centers around Takako, who's like this young girl, and she's doing her job, living her life in the city, but then she just faces what she considers as the lowest point in her life. She retracts from society, she quits her job, and then her eccentric uncle reaches out to her and asks her to help out at his bookshop, which is in Jimbocho. So when I tell you I'm obsessed with Japan, I read the place Jimbocho. First question I googled, is Jimbocho a real place? And Google said yes, Jimbocho is a very real place. And then I just went to YouTube and I watched all videos on Jimbocho. I watched Jimbocho videos all day long, and my algorithm was ruined. Yeah, as I was saying, so her uncle invites her to help out at his second-hand bookshop, which he inherited from his father. And Takako used to love her uncle as a child, and even though in the book he's mentioned as eccentric, weird, all these things, I really found him to be a very comforting character and a warm character. I don't know why, but yeah, he's not as eccentric as he seems, as he's been described in the book. But this book, it was so soothing. It's like Takako and you, the reader, will go through this healing process whilst reading this book. And if you're really like feeling low, or like going through something in your life, you can pick up this book and you can just escape into the world of the Morisaki Bookshop. It's beautiful. And after reading this book, I wanted to be a librarian. I wanted to be a librarian. This book has encouraged me to pick up other books and read more and more. That's the effect this book has had on me. But the only drawback of this book, it's a very beautiful book, but the only drawback of this book is, other than Takako and her uncle, the other characters are, I found the other characters a little annoying, except for Takano. But Takano is like a chef at this neighboring cafe or coffee shop, in the Jimbocho area. I like the character of Takano. Out of like the rest of the cast, I really like Takano, but he's not given enough time in the book. His character is not divulged into much. We only know he has a crush on this girl who's a waitress in the same coffee shop, but that's it. I mean, that I really wanted to know a lot more about Takano as well. Now let's talk about the sequel, which is More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. And some people will tell you that the sequel is better, but honestly, in my opinion, personally, I loved the first book much more. Not that this is a bad book in any way, but yeah, to me it doesn't come near the first one. I don't know if it's because I had a personal connection to the first one. I went back to reading, which I did after a long time, and it brought back a lot of nostalgia and personal emotions. I don't know if it's because of that or what it is, but I personally liked the first book much more. In the first book, we also discovered the character of the aunt Momoko, who is the uncle's eccentric uncle's wife, and I found her quite irritating in the first book, but in this book I grew to love her. She was warm and her presence was comforting in this book, but I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, you'll see what happens here, what happens to Momoko. Other than that, there's also this other character called Wada, who's in both the books. I think he comes in the end of that book, and he's a lot in this book. And I really dislike Wada. I do not like Wada one bit. Every time I was reading about Wada, I just the other problem with the second book, why I prefer the first book much more, is because this book has been stretched out a lot. It's very slow paced. It's not bad, and of course it will keep you hooked and make you want to read more, but it's very, very slow paced to my liking. Anyway, these two books are real page turners. You will complete them in no time. These books are very human. They are very like slice of life books, and I personally enjoy books like that. If you've ever wanted to escape into a quiet book filled little world with tea in Tokyo and rain in the background, I mean, you should definitely pick up these books and escape into the Morisaki Bookshop and into Jimbocho, and these books will definitely give you a new outlook on life, and it'll just be a very good experience for you. So if you're looking for your next read and you haven't picked these up yet, please do so. And if you want more book recommendations like this, please subscribe to the channel. And if you liked even 10% of what I just said, please like this video. And if you've read it, please comment down below and let me know how you felt about these books. And that's it from me. See you next time.